Hello everyone, Huvasquell here with Cereus Discourse. I just got back from watching Deadpool 2, and it was a glorious movie. This video is going to be sort of, first I'm going to tell you my overall reaction to it, and I'm going to then get into my theory on the future of the series in relation to Marvel. Now we're going to cut this scene out in Sony Vegas, and I'm going to flow into my theory. I don't know if I should spoil it for you. The movie is pretty definitely comedic gold from the beginning to the end. It was definitely very entertaining. It was definitely at least equally as good as the first movie. I'm sorry if I look like trash. I just got back from it and I was getting ready for bed, and then I decided that maybe I would do this. So here I am, and spoilers, it's very soon. I feel kind of guilty, but I'm going to say, if you don't want to know what happens, turn it off. But the reason that I'm making this video is about to be discussed in a spoiler that happens right now, okay? So, in this movie, at the end, and actually throughout the course of the movie, Vanessa's dead. Yeah, boom, you just got wrecked. Vanessa dies. So Vanessa's dead, and there's this scene where Deadpool, every time he gets into one of those situations where he should die, because he's Deadpool and he keeps on regenerating or whatever, every time he gets to the point where he's supposed to die, he just ends up turning back into himself. But he goes into this vision where he's in a room and there's Vanessa there, and then there's like a barrier, and it's like, oh, it's not time. But then in the end they finally get to like touch each other, and then he ends up getting pulled back into being alive again through some magical time travel stuff from a boy named Cable, blah blah blah. I won't spoil the whole situation, but the point is, seems to be a reference to, apart from the Marvel comics, where there is a series where Deadpool ends up actually getting the Infinity Gauntlet, and he has a bit of a love triangle relationship with the personification of death, where in these comics there's Deadpool and there's Thanos, and they both have a thing for death. And like Thanos gets to physically see death because he's like a big cosmic being or whatever, and Deadpool gets to see death because he constantly dies and comes back or whatever with his magical abilities. And so they both got a thing for death, and then Thanos and Deadpool end up conflicting with each other, and Thanos has control of all reality, and Deadpool has his kind of control over all reality. And so then the conflict kind of goes together. There's a big fight, blah blah blah. Deadpool ends up getting the Infinity Gauntlet for a little while, and that, I think, now I'm not making any claims, and I'm not even saying that this is something that should happen in like Avengers 4 or maybe in like the Phase 4 Marvel movies, but I'm not thinking that any of this should happen in Infinity War 2, but it could. It hypothetically could, because in the whole Marvel universe, there's Earth 616, there's all these various Earths in different dimensions and such, and if they choose to take that same path, then there is a possibility, though I feel like it would kind of ruin all the gravitas and the drama of the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe if they did it, so it's kind of stupid, and I kind of recommend that they don't, unless they do it really, really well, which they could. But I don't think that they could. But they could. They could. They could hypothetically, very hypothetically, very unlikely, but possibly true, they could make it so that Deadpool ends up somehow saving all the characters from who died in Infinity War. And it sounds really sketchy, but they have Vanessa, who's now effectively playing the part of death. So if somehow Thanos manages to cultivate some cosmic relationship with Vanessa, then it could be a thing. If not, then no, it's just like a sort of offhanded reference to it, and I'd be perfectly fine with that. I would honestly probably recommend that, because, you know, I kind of like how dramatic the Marvel movies can be. You know, they're still comedy, but, like, you know, if Deadpool just comes in and just ex machinas the whole thing back to normal, then it kind of would spoil literally everything. So I don't really like that idea, but it could be a thing that happens, and I'm just here to warn you, and also to say Deadpool 2 is a good movie. And yes, this is in fact the first video that I've done on this channel with this webcam setup. I hope I don't look too disgusting right now. I hope I don't sound too monotone to become an entertaining video, and I hope I can use my Sony Vegas skills properly and cut through all the mumbo jumbo that's not needed. But here I am, Hugh Vasquell here, and welcome to Cereus Discourse. Peace out, homies. I'm getting out of the chair. I'm leaving you for the night. I'm sorry about that. I got hit in the face with a cactus. Goodbye. And if no one ends up watching this, just call it a vlog or something. I don't really care. Bye-bye.